Real Gary Tussey, where we talk about anything and everything that could ever amount to anything or everything to anybody and everybody who ever intends to amount to something. The Gary Tussey effect in the earth. I got a record 6.5 hours of sleep uninterrupted, and I'm bouncing off the walls this morning, baby. So easy to use, it barely felt like you were doing anything wrong. They all seemed like perfectly acceptable methods. The Gary Tussey effect in the earth. I got a record 6.5 hours of sleep uninterrupted, and I'm bouncing off the walls this morning, baby. The Gary Tussey effect in the earth. So easy to use, it barely felt like you were doing anything. They all seemed like perfectly acceptable methods. The Gary Tussey effect in the earth.
Genius loves company.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the greatest morning show ever produced in human history, the real Gary Tussey Morning Show Weekend Edition. We are so delighted to be with you today, and we have our Facebook posse hanging in there with us this morning. As we are recording our podcast, we are so delighted to have our dear friends of the Facebook posse hanging with me. I'm delighted next week that we're going to be able to talk with them if they'll give us a call on our newly restored in-studio telephone number. We also have in the studio this morning the lovely and talented, effervescent, sitting like a princess perched in her electric chair, Miss Julie Tussey. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here with you. Hello, Facebook posse. Hello, podcast listeners. You are all so awesome. They're so awesome. I love our listeners and viewers, don't you?
Yeah, we really appreciate you hanging with us. So we are doing what is loosely called a simulcast. We are feeding live over Facebook while we're recording our podcast. So thank you both groups for hanging with us this morning. And let's see. We've been talking about what I'm getting at is focusing on follow-up as it applies to friendship. And that was actually our probably really our tour to Texas.
Our I call it? Texpedition.
So
Texpedition.
Yeah. So we were talking about our trip to Arturo's Pizza. And better reiterate
Arturo's,
that from Arturo's.
Yeah, Arturo's Pizza in Sulphur Springs. So the owner, we find out, is a worship leader, guitar player, and he walks by. I said, "Hey, I hear you like to play guitar." And he's like, "I sure do." And he goes right to a closet next to us, a utility closet, pulls out a guitar, pulls up a stool. We're almost being serenaded while we're eating his most amazing pizza I've ever had in my life. And we began to do a worship song. What one did we do? Was it "You Are So Beautiful to Me"?
No, it was...
I can't remember, but
no, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was the one we do with a medley of "Come Holy Spirit," and then it goes into "I Feel Jesus." Yeah.
Oh. Was it "I Feel Jesus"?
In the key of C, ladies and gentlemen.
In the key of C, and he was learning the song as I sang it. Do you know that's the second time that I have sang for my food in my life? I did that also in Carmel, California, in a very ritzy ice cream shop, and they're like, "What? You're a singer? Sing us a song." So I had to sing a song to get ice cream.
Yeah. So in Arturo's Pizzeria, he brings this guitar out of a utility closet across the restaurant and walks across the restaurant with it, and as he's walking, he says, "Sing us something and I'll play for you." And so we asked him if he's heard the song, what did I say it was?
Feel Jesus.
I Feel Jesus. And in the key of C, he said, "No, I don't know it, but go ahead, I'll find it." So Julie started singing it, and while she's singing, I'm telling him the chord changes. Yeah.
It was fun, though. By the end of the first time through, he had it, and it was really cool. We got some applause in the building after that. It was fun. But then, so we saw Terry and Denise.
That's
Terry,
where that was in
Terry,
his general vicinity. So we got to see him there.
Then we left there and went.
Yeah. And we left
Cates.
there and went to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And in there I saw, and we're still talking about friendship, baby. Remember, I hadn't seen Terry Johnson, although we had him on the air every week last year as we did the Y92.5 morning show, and he was on every Tuesday. So then we drove on over to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Lewisville, Texas, just north of Fort Worth. I saw another dear friend of mine that I've spoken to through the years but had not seen for 20 years.
That's crazy.
Hadn't seen him for 20 years. So we kind of rolled in on him. He was gracious to put us up in his home, beautiful home. He works from home, so his home and office was there. And we saw that quite a bit, didn't we?
We did. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So it was great having seen him. That's when Julie got an experience of the Texas heat.
Yeah, our whole trip, I was doing Facebook Lives and posting pictures, and I'm like, hashtag on a mission from God. On a mission from God. But there in Dallas-Fort Worth, I've got a new hashtag. It was called hashtag sweating for Jesus.
Yeah, because Julie asked Mike. Now, a little bit about who Mike is. I met Mike 40 years ago, and I met him in a Ken Copeland meeting. He used to be on staff. He was on staff with Ken Copeland before he was Ken Copeland, back when he was pretty much a normal, you say normal preachers. There are no normal preachers.
No preacher is normal.
Back before Mike would drive the station wagon full of product from meeting to meeting while Kenneth and Gloria flew. So anyway, that's how far back he went. That's how I met him, was at a Ken Copeland meeting, and later followed up when Mike did meetings for me in my churches, and that was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah.
But that was 35 years ago. Yeah, so we built a relationship out of that. And so Julie asked Mike will you turn the air down? He said, sure, I'll put it on 85 tonight.
And I think he was serious.
Yeah.
I think he was serious. You talk about hot flashes. Oh, my goodness, It was hot in there.
It was hot. That's where she got a dose of Texas heat, started getting a dose of Texas heat.
Yeah.
But thank God the humidity wasn't bad. So,
no, I could breathe so well because there was no humidity there.
Yes.
And then Mike was so good to us. We all went shopping, and you got some amazing shirts. I can't remember what I bought. We just loved it. We went out. We didn't even cook one meal at home the whole time. Now, you and I are home cookers, and we carried peanut butter and jelly with us in the room, and stuff like that. So that was a real treat and a blessing. And the food was great. The company was great. It was a lot of fun. And then we left from there and went to Hondo, Texas. And
wait a minute. I'm not through with.
You're going to tell more about Mike? Okay.
So that was our first experience with Texas. With Texas Mexican food. Remember that?
Tex-Mex, yeah.
Was it Tex-Mex?
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex?
Yep.
We were left disappointed. It was very expensive, and it was not delicious.
Oh, my goodness.
And it definitely didn't seem like Mexican authentic. Actually, didn't we have some in Texarkana? We did. We stopped there and had Mexican.
Yeah, we went to a place. I posted a picture, but I was so disappointed in the food because I had been in Houston before, and in Houston, the food is fantastic. I guess you have to get more south. And, of course, we don't know what the best restaurants are. We're just trying, Googling what's the best.
And seeing how many stars they have.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stars in Texas.
And if they pass
we found out.
the test of the state to be sanitary.
Yeah. So we had two experiences with Mexican food by the time we get to Dallas-Fort Worth area. And they both were bummers.
They
were
was food.
Okay, but you expect better in Texas. So Mike told us, he said, well, if you're going to Southwest Texas, and that's where we ended up in Hondo, which is west of San Antonio. You're going to have authentic Mexican food there, and then it's going to be amazing. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. On the drive down to San Antonio and west of there, where we ended up in Hondo, Texas, we stopped in Waco. Tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, we went to Magnolia Market, and, I hung out with Joanna and Chip. We had coffee. Gary popped in and out. No, we never saw her anywhere.
We filmed a segment for their TV show. Yeah,
we filmed. Right. Look for us on episode 1 million. So we went in, and the funny thing is, okay, should I tell the truth? I should tell the truth.
It's real,
right?
Gary Tussey.
It's real. So we go there, and we're all excited to go there, and I'm so hot from being in Dallas-Fort Worth, trying to sleep at 85 degrees, let alone it being 100 out or 97 or whatever it got up to. So we go down there, we get out of the car, and there is a line. We're there early, and there is a line wrapped all the way around the building, 2 or 3 blocks, in the blazing sun to go in and get a cupcake. I told Gary, I said, baby, I'm not waiting in a line in the sun. I could not take the heat. So we went into the store, and we looked around, and there were several things I would have loved to have brought home, but I will not pay $25 for a coffee cup. I'm sorry, Joanna. I love you with all my heart. I love their show. I think they're funny, but I just took pictures, and to me, the pictures are almost as good.
The building was very impressive to me.
It was beautiful, and I love the silos, the twin silos. But
it used to be a working mill. So that's the intrigue to me, and a lot of the equipment is still up in the rafters in the building. It's the old building. The only thing they really did to restore it is make sure they meet building code, and it's clean as a pin, and that was amazing.
Well, I'm kind of ruined, baby, because anything I want, shiplap boards or whatever, you can make it all for me. So I was kind of ruined, but I love her style. I love her taste. I thought that the buildings were laid out really uniquely and really, really cool. Like they were right on the street, you guys. I thought it would be on a piece of property set back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I mean, it's right on a little city corner, and it was just gorgeous, classy to the max. It was welcoming. It was wonderful. I loved it. What an experience. I'm so glad we went.
So then we left there and went to eat in their restaurant. What's the name of that restaurant? Do you remember?
The Table or Magnolia
Table?
The
Table. No, it's
the
just
table?
called The Table. Yeah.
We went to go eat at the table. Of course, now we're stopping in as we're on our way to Hondo. I just happened to realize we were going to go buy it, 2 days before we left. And I said, baby, please. And of course, he took me there because he's such a great guy. And so we're restrained on our time. Like I actually slated, I didn't tell you this, I slated 2 hours was the maximum amount that I could spend there.
I get it.
And stay on schedule. So, you know what happened?
Yeah, we got over there and the wait was so long, we had to forego that. So
45-minute wait.
But we would have liked to have stayed, but I'm sure the food was pricey like the product in there.
But the restaurant was beautiful also. I mean, she just does a great job.
All we could see was the outside.
Yeah, so the outside there was this really cool awning that was like wavy, and it was black and white striped, and they kind of let it wave and wave and wave. A canvas awning outside. And I have such a great picture, you guys, that I am actually going to print it, and I might make it available to my fan base, the followers and all of that on our website, because it's gorgeous. I just happened to take a gorgeous picture.
It was sweet. Now it was hot, but it could have been hotter in Texas.
Yeah.
And the humidity was really low. Still at this time it was really low. And then we took off for Hondo and had to go through San Antonio. And had a great visit there with another pastor by the name of Alfonso Vargas.
Yes.
So what we're doing on this tour is restoring and developing friendships like we've been telling you for weeks on this podcast. So I was just prompted in my heart, well, Gary, you better act on this thing you're speaking. Always get the preachers first, remember?
Yes.
So we took our trek to Texas, made several stops. We'll continue talking about this in our next podcast episode, so you don't want to miss out on that. I'd like for Julie to let you know how you can get in touch with us and stay in touch with us here at Tussey Television.
That's right. You can reach us at tusseyonline.com. That's Tussey, Tussey, online.com. You can also email us at thevoiceinc23@gmail. The Voice is our nonprofit corporation, which we function all of our media ministry out of and all of our media outreach out of that. And you can also go to YouTube and check us out right there. Just search Gary and Julie Tussey. It'll pull you over. Or Tussey Television.
Yep, and we want to thank everyone for hanging with us today. Obviously, our Facebook posse. Good morning, Paul, Dave, John. Good to see you guys on here. And Ruth weighed in. She said, "Home sweet home." Good morning.
Thank you, Ruth.
So we really appreciate all that.
Shout out to Ruth's over here, Butch, Dave, Kelly, Christine, Amanda, another Kelly, and Bobby. It's so good to see all you this morning. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live.
We do love our Facebook posse as well as our podcast posse and hanging with us. Now, next time we're together, you got to remind me it'll be next week. We'll continue talking about our trip, our expedition.
Expedition.
We were gone 2 weeks and on a mission from God.
Yeah.
And
hashtag sweating for Jesus.
Had a great time. So we encourage you to like and share this live video. Once we're finished here, won't it be in that format when we're finished here?
Yes. Yeah, you can share it right now. They can share it while it's live. You can do a start watch party. You can share it afterwards.
Yeah.
Share this and let your friends and family know and get in on the fun.
Yes, we greatly appreciate that. So like and share, and then we're going to stick around with the Facebook posse, but we're out as far as the podcast posse. So until next time, this is Gary Tussey reminding you to be free and set other people free. What did I say? Live and let live. Be free and set other people free, and by all means, apply a high-energy pursuit toward happiness. Tussey out.